It is 9 o'clock. This is BTV News coming to you live from the capital, Gaborone. I am Komutso Mapani. Let's take a look at the headlines. Government has spent over 33 million pula into the Restocking program. Botesh and BDC signed a memorandum of understanding. And in sports, Botswana Football League punished teams that failed to honor their league fixtures. Interpreting in sign language is Amantle Babili. Good evening. Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Fidelis Molao, has expressed the need for concerted efforts in taking care of the national treasure, which is the consignment of the breeding stock at the Ramatlabama Artificial Insemination Center. Minister Molao noted this when delivering the consignment consisting of 23 bulls and 69 heifers imported from Australia for breeding stock at a cost of 29 million pula. Pel Puduhudu with the details.
Minister Molao explained that the arrival of 92 beef cattle breeding stock adds to the initially acquired breeding stock from USA, which arrived in May last year, adding it will help Botswana enrich themselves, ultimately boosting the country's economy. Let us protect this consignment to increase the national herd so that we can be able to export quality beef and products. We should invest in the agricultural sector as it has the potential to improve the country's economy and change our lives as Botswana. Area Member of Parliament Mr. Eric Molale also encouraged the community and Botswana at large to make sure that they jealously guard against theft and vandalism in the ranch, which will be refurbished at the value of 60 million pula. Protect these developments so they can continue to benefit us in the future. These developments will also impact the livelihoods of the residents. Minister Molao further stated that the target for cattle is to grow it from the current 1.5 million to 3.5 million by the year 2027, adding that foreign countries are already showing interest to acquire semen and other services from Botswana. Pel Puduhudu, BTV News, Ramatlabama.
Government has invested over 33 million pula into the Bubirwa Restocking and Relief program, in which a larger share was spent in procuring livestock, inclusive of cattle, goats, sheep, and donkeys, which were dispatched to the victims of cattle rustling between Botswana and Zimbabwe. Most of the funds landed in the hands of citizens through the procurement of livestock and services such as transportation, while part of it was channeled towards operations of the program. This was confirmed by the Bubirwa Restocking and Relief Program Coordinator, Mr. Tebeyame Eole. Karabo Mulusi with the details.
These genetically improved quality breeds of cattle are some of the 2,827 and 97 stud breed bulls, inclusive of Brahma, Limousin, Simmental and Shirley, that were procured to compensate the cattle rustling victims who were identified and verified through a thorough, comprehensive process. These are the cattle that we procured, and they are two-tooth. Prices for the heifers ranged from 5,000 pula each, the bulls for 15,000 pula each. Goats and sheep were procured at 1,000 pula each, while the donkeys were priced
na re reka 850 pula.
In fulfilling the government's commitment to deploy sustainable solutions to the cattle rustling menace between Botswana and Zimbabwe, to restore the country's territorial integrity, resuscitate the local economy and uplift the lives of the affected communities, the farmers who sold their livestock to the government, along with other relevant businesses, heard a fair share from the funds allocated for the Bobirwa Restocking and Relief Program.
Zone 7 kana mo Bobirwa bere ba re tswela rato le setsa lenaneo mo kgaolong yotlhe e kile be bidiwa central.
Considering those who sold livestock to us in Zone 7 and the entire former central region, stretching to Mahalape, Shoshone, Tswapong and Boteti, we stimulated the financial muscle of the locals. Our trucks were not enough, so we outsourced the transport service from the locals to deliver these cattle to the beneficiaries. By so doing, Botswana made an income. I provide transport services to the farmers, delivering their livestock safely to their kraals. I am also a beneficiary of the Restocking program. I am grateful while I await delivery of a bull. Additionally, interventions provided by the government through a multi-sectoral approach in delivering the promise made to Bobirwa communities are resources inclusive of the latest model Land Cruiser vehicle worth 740,000 pula donated to Mepato, APC specialized security patrol vehicles worth approximately 9 million pula deployed at the Botswana and Zimbabwe borderline, increasing security agency camps and troops, among other interventions, since September 2021, when the journey began. Karabo Mulusi, BTV News, Bobonong.
Botswana Ash and BDC have signed a memorandum of agreement that will benefit small manufacturing industries, especially those manufacturing salt byproducts. Speaking at the official signing ceremony, the Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Trade and Industry, Ms. Sipati Owelni, said the partnership is a welcome development towards diversification of the country's economy. Faith Ditete.
Due to Botswana's development cooperation mandate to promote the development of industrial, commercial, agricultural and manufacturing sectors in the country, emphasis is put on the anticipated value chain economic activities aligned to this partnership.
We want to grow the private sector, and we have identified potash as one of those entities that have a strong potential with its salt products for beneficiation. So that we have the broader citizens playing a role in this process. Here there are some products that can be produced locally using the potash products. That's creating the much needed jobs for Botswana and promoting economic activity within the country. In that way we'll be retaining the jobs that are currently indirectly being exported by exporting some of the primary products that potash produces.
This partnership is expected to greatly benefit the small manufacturing industries, especially those aligned to manufacturing of salt byproducts.
Remember, the Ministry of Trade and Industry is responsible for growing industries. The salt that is being mined here is one of the products that we can diversify the economy with. And as a ministry, we are interested because the industries that can be developed from here would include those such as small industries that make detergents, salt that we use in our farms, and many others. So we expect that from this partnership, we will see industries growing.
But the greater benefits to me are to the area, in that there will be expansion of economic activities and the social benefits that come with it, like the growth of the town, the creation of employment.
Mr. Paswani said the agreement means expansion of the mine and its economic activities, consequently extending social benefits to the people around the mining town. Faith Dititi, BTV News, Soa Town.
The University of Botswana has received 10 million pula funding from the MasterCard Foundation to develop an evaluation framework. The university will work with 2 other African universities, data innovators, T-Mail Consultants and African Evaluation Association in the one-year project. Speaking at the pre-launch conference of the initiative, Professor Bagele Chilisa of the University of Botswana says the main objective of the project is to map and test new ways that will help to conduct evaluations through innovative methods. Horata Maranyani reports.
Developments and projects cannot be separated, as currently there are over 100 ongoing projects in the country, which requires evaluation. However, this week the consortium is expected to launch a project that seeks new evaluation approaches to develop a framework. Professor Chilisa says this project is expected to help in improving the quality of life of the African communities.
We want to map and co-create evaluation frameworks. We want to take our Lekota method. You know, Lekota is a common Setswana approach of bringing people together to talk about their lives, to talk about what is happening, and to talk about how best to judge whether there is success or whether things are going the way they should be going. Meant to say the communities should have a voice. If these are government-funded projects, governments should also have a voice. We should not only hear voices of the funders who bring money, but they should know that they are bringing money to the people who in the end are supposed to gain.
Universities are very crucial institutions as they play a very critical role in building economies worldwide.
Working people must manage their own affairs. And when you're talking about education, that means writing our own knowledge production. Too often universities across the continent look to international education, particularly with evaluation, and import Western understandings of what evaluation in Africa is.
Make sure that a project like this one is successful to bring new ideas from our own people of how we measure ourselves in a manner that brings development. And so I'm glad that, thank you very much, University of Botswana, for making way for institutions like African Evaluation Association to play a part.
This project is going to be launched this week on Thursday and is expected to bring all relevant stakeholders under one roof. Horata Moranyani, BTV News, Gaborone.
Multitudes of mourners from around the world gathered in Francistown to bid farewell to the late Bishop of the Roman Catholic Church Diocese of Francistown, Anthony Rebelo, who was laid to rest at Our Lady of the Desert Cathedral grounds. Bishop Rebelo died on the 4th of May at the age of 74. Abigail Madorobo.
Bishop Rebelo was described as a kind and dedicated leader who ties the lives of many with the wisdom and knowledge of God. Reverend Father Anthony Ngwenya says, Bishop Rebelo performed the church's duties with passion and determination to achieve positive results.
Here's an ear to listen. He didn't want to say no to anyone. Those who know. No, if you want to live against your character, you are left with a guilty conscience. The bishop, when he says no or when he's trying to be strong, sometimes he'll say, no, I want to be tough. And then immediately, he'll go and apologize.
Bishop Anthony never lost sight of the importance of family and interpersonal relationships. Despite physical distances separating him from loved ones, he remained a steadfast source of joy and support, giving us spiritual strength and offering masses and prayers on behalf of us all.
Roman Catholic Church is appreciated for playing a significant role in the development of the city of Francistown and the country at large.
As the city of Francistown, Harry tswa mo go nneng toropo e go teng town and became the city. One of the roles or one of the values that have added to the leadership of the city of Francistown, indeed we qualify to be a city. The reason we have a cathedral in the city of Francistown. We'll forever be thankful for the role that has been played by Kereke Elona Betsu. Kereke Elona ina ya makadina oyare. Mero na halulibile batswana re tla lebella batswantle ba ba bidiwang gote the refugees. Re bone gore re ba batlela di ARV ka tselentsa le bone re boloke matshelo a bone.
Bishop Ribelo was born in 1915 in Kenya and ordained a priest in 1977. He was inducted to the office of a bishop 2 years ago. Abigail Madorobo, BTV News, Francistown.
The coordinator of Gweneng DHMT, Ms. Josephine Musimano Akosi, asserts that every child should have the opportunity to access proper health care services irrespective of their location. She stated this recently at Mautaute during Child Health Care Launch celebration, which was held under the theme Ensuring Access to Quality Health to All Children. Lizzie Klaas with the details.
The months of May and November are proposed by the health sector to celebrate Child Health Day. As such, since some of the constituencies are in remote areas, it has become a concern to the health sector to ensure that there is distribution of quality health care services to the children in those areas. However, the intention is to ensure that all children receive the right vaccines at the right time.
We've come here as health workers today, but I just wanted to highlight to us that it's not only health workers that are responsible for the welfare of a child. Each of us has a say. Each of us can make an impact.
Re batla go ruta batlhokomedi ba bana le morafe ya ka kakaretso ka ditselana tse di botlhokwa mo tlhokomelong ya ngwana jaaka bophepha, metsi a siametseng go noa le bomosola jwa go batla thuso ya ditlamelo tsa botsogo ka nako.
Re tshwanetse go nna le maitlamo a go dira dilo ka tekatekano le go akaretsa batho botlhe gore ngwana mongwe le mongwe go sa kgathalesege gore o tswa kae kgotsa maemo a gagwe ke afe a kgone go bona tlhokomelo ya boitekanelo e na le boleng jo bo tlhokang le jo bo mo tshwanetseng.
Residents of Mautaute settlements were urged to use this gathering as an opportunity to voice out their views on the challenges they encounter in regard with the children's health and how they can be tackled.
E be ba sa tseye ditlamelo tse di siameng ka nako eneo. Ngwana o kgona go tsaya one mogare o ka hellang o mo kgoreletsa mo kgolong kana o mo kgoreletsa mo tlhaloganyong.
Ke ithutile ka botsogo ba ngwana le mekento gore ngwana o tlhokomela jang ngwana o ja jang mo kgaolong ya Mautaute. Le leboga ba botsogo ka gore re laki. The
healthcare practitioners advised parents to adhere to proper vaccines and take on children in proper timing since it would help reduce child mortality rate. Lizzie Klaas, BTV News, Maothate settlement.
In other news, the Minister of Youth, Gender, Sport and Culture, Mr. Timiso Rakgare, has acknowledged the cultural festival celebrations that Botswana have recently witnessed in different areas across the country. He said the gesture contributes highly in preserving culture as well as imparting it to the next generation. Minister Rakgare highlighted this during Sekhutlwana Sabanye Cultural Festival held in Mhatelo Fields near Moshopa recently.
The cultural festival, which is expected to be held annually, is said to have been launched in Ragola Farms near Rabani in the year 2022, followed by Goruele Farms where it was held in 2023. The aim of the cultural festival is to educate and impart the Setswana culture onto the younger generation in order to preserve it and have the Setswana lifestyle and activities continually being transferred to the upcoming generations to avoid it perishing. There are different tribes around the country that always make efforts to initiate activities that help preserve culture, such as Bakhalagadi, Bagalaka and others who have so far expressed their lifestyle activities in many ways that we are fond of as a ministry, and that makes us interested in being part of them, as they also assist in spreading the message of our objectives of preserving all aspects of culture.
Renne karolo ya tsone ka gore di re thusa go gasa molaetsa wa rona ga mmogo le gore re supe tota gore ngwao ya lehatshe la Botswana kana ngwao ya rona re le Batswana e tshwantse e somarelwe.
Some of the cultural games and activities that were facilitated at the festival include the lifestyle of Botswana living in cattle post and plowing fields, as well as some traditional songs and poetry. Today, the children have witnessed the original source of milk besides store-bought milk. They have seen the cows be milled and even tasted the milk thereafter. They have also learned the farm and fields lifestyle, as well as some farm produce and animals. I believe all this gesture displayed is what the education sector encourages, that we as stakeholders must be involved in our children's education and their upbringing.
As you know
that the President always encourages mindset change, this kind of festivals have proven to have the potential of creating employment opportunities, identifying youth talents, and to even get a chance to reflect and evaluate our tracks to check where we might have gone wrong with our culture and fix it. Mr. Rakgare encouraged Botswana to continue educating the young ones about the Setswana culture and spread it across the nation, for Botswana to live their culture and appreciate it more, so that other nations may start to recognize and appreciate it too. Gese Rofetse Magwinja, BTV News, Mhatelo Field.
It is imperative that Botswana positions herself at the forefront of digital transformation by harnessing the power of data and artificial intelligence to address complex challenges and unlock opportunities for growth. This was said by different speakers at the ongoing Data and Artificial Intelligence Summit held in Gaborone, which brought together captains of industry to discuss emerging trends in the digital technology space. Unkutlule Tamagai reports.
The 2024 Data and Artificial Intelligence Summit underscores Botswana's commitment to leveraging data and artificial intelligence as a catalyst for economic growth and social progress. Over the past few years, countries have witnessed a remarkable transformation in the global technological landscape, with data and artificial intelligence emerging as key drivers of innovation and competitiveness.
We aim to foster a culture of innovation and empower the workforce with cutting-edge skills and forge meaningful partnerships between government, industry, academia, and civil society. It's essential to delve into how Botswana envisions leveraging data and artificial intelligence to achieve its long-term goals. As we stand at the cusp of a digital revolution, as Botswana, we recognize the pivotal role that technology will play in shaping the future.
Botswana envisages itself as a knowledge-based economy driven by innovation and technological advancement.
Central to this vision is the integration of data and AI across various sectors, from healthcare to education to agriculture and governance.
At the local level, Botswana stands poised to harness the wealth of data at its disposal to drive innovation, enhance service delivery, and foster economic growth. By leveraging artificial intelligence-driven insights, we can optimize resource allocation. We know that in terms of resource allocation, there's still a bit of disparity there. Improve decision-making processes. People always say data-informed decision-making. We can optimize and also address key societal challenges ranging from healthcare to education and even go beyond that. Data empowers us to understand our citizens' needs better.
The summit was held under the theme Embracing the Digital Future, Charting Botswana's Path to Prosperity. Ungutle Thamage, BTV News, Gaborone.
Adolescents and young girls have been urged to study and work hard so as to venture into the ICT sector and help increase women participation in ICT. The gender digital divide in Botswana is reported to be on the rise despite increasing numbers of women in ICT. And recently, the Ministry of Communications, Knowledge and Technology and their stakeholders commemorated Girls in ICT Day in Kasane. They held a week-long training on ICT literacy for adolescents and young girls in Chobe in order to inspire them and promote gender diversity and inclusion in the ICT sector. Kitso Taemane with more.
The gender digital divide in Botswana is still significant, which discourages many women from entering the sector. This commemoration aims to bring together various entities to inspire and encourage girls and women to pursue a future in ICT, bridging the gender digital divide and pursuing related studies. A statement from the Chief Technology and Digital Officer of MASCOM emphasized that the ICT trainings were motivational and demonstrated that women can dominate the ICT industry.
In this industry, women tend to find themselves in junior or support roles with limited opportunities for advancement. So we want to change that narrative. That's why events like this are important, where girls receive training on STEM, like we did with our partners in the past week. I hope that we have inspired you students to pursue a career in STEM.
Representatives from BTC, Orange and Bofinet also shared their perspectives.
We recognize the importance of training the girl child in the fields of STEM. I myself actually am an engineer by profession, and I realized that in the engineering field there were very few women, and we wanted to start from the grassroots to get that attention, to teach them, to introduce these subjects to them so that they can build the interest.
The stakeholder, Minister of Comms, wanted to bridge the gap. There's a belief that girl child ke motho le gore o dira di course tsa bo AC and whatnot. So I wanted to bring the STEM subjects to the girl child gore re kgone go target at grassroots level gore ba kgone go gola ba itse gore tiro tsa di dirwang ke ICT they are not only targeted for boys but they can also be done by girls, and also bringing in women as trainers so ba kgone go lemoga gore there are women who are out there in the field as well who are
students on cybersecurity. Because the theme for this year is leadership, we are trying to instill that confidence in them by giving them. Nowadays, we treat cybersecurity like they are similar to life skills.
The adolescent girls who participated in the trainings expressed their gratitude for the opportunity stating that it was an eye-opening and motivational, encouraging them to work hard to enter the sector.
I don't know how to express my feelings. I have learned so much.
I'm feeling so amazing. Most of that I've learned so much, and I'm confident enough to share such information with my friends.
I'm going to use technology in a right way, not in the bad way that there is.
Very honored and pleasured because out of all students in my school, I was one of the 50 that were chosen, and I think it's a very good opportunity for me to be here.
Overall, adolescents and young girls are encouraged to study diligently and strive to enter the ICT sector to significantly increase the number of women in ICT. Kitso Temani, Botswana Television, Kasani.
Restocking is standing by to give us the latest in sport. Restocking.
Good evening, Khomotso. How are you?
I'm well, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. Long time indeed.
It has been a month, I believe.
Yeah, but all shall be well.
Okay, ma'am. Please proceed.
Okay, let me thank you, Khomotso, and greetings to you all. I'm Restocking, bringing to you Botswana Tonight sports news. And with that, let's get straight into it. Botswana Football League has penalized all the teams that failed to honor their Week 13 and 14 fixtures scheduled between the 12th and 16th of January 2024. The ruling was delivered yesterday by the Botswana Football League Chief Prosecutor, one-man judge Charles Mike Eric. The ruling is that all teams that failed to show up for their Week 13 and 14 fixtures will be awarded 0 points and 0 goals, while those that honored the fixtures, being Gaborone United, were awarded 6 points and 4 goals, while Security Systems and VTM FC have been awarded 3 points and 3 goals each. In a situation where both the teams failed to honor the fixture, both the teams forfeited the points. The BFL Secretariat immediately amended the league law to reflect the ruling. The ruling was imposed in terms of Articles 18.3.1, 18.3.2 and 18.3.3 of the BFA Constitution, which binds BFA affiliates to comply with the statutes, constitution, regulations and directives of FIFA, CAF and BFA. And moving on, in a Botswana Premier League game played yesterday at VTM Arena, BDF 11 and 11 Angels shared spoils after playing to a goalless draw. The Kama Boys went into the fixture after a 3-1 victory over Morupule Wanderers last week Thursday. 11 Angels, on the other hand, settled for a 1-1 draw against the defending league champions Jwaneng Galaxy. Yesterday's results leave BDF 11 in 7th position with 32 points, while 11 Angels occupy the dreaded 13th spot with 24 points. In another Botswana Premier League encounter played yesterday, Security Systems not only beat Masitaoka by 2-1 at the Lobatse Sport Complex.
It's almost 3-1, but 3-1 on the Remakanyis. But on Botsoro, I never saw Hopolo or Bagabora 3-1 relaxed. No, Rebakan, we talked about this, or it's gone. We're going to start on another clean slate. But the last line is we were building so well. The game was take you 45 minutes, was not attack. But we were just too wasteful within the area name. The opportunity they came. But to Melame Gori, enough. The power was not there, the aggression was not there within the area.
It was a tough game, a game of 12, some must say. You know, we knew that first half they were going to put a lot of pressure on us because they've been winning games. So it was only natural for them to come at us. They are home again. But I thought second half we really turned the tables. We came to the party. It was very unfortunate. We had so many opportunities, especially on the break. I'm not mentioning the penalty because we missed a very crucial penalty in there. But what can you say? It's part of the game. This is, I think, the second penalty that we missed from a 0-0 situation. You know, we missed one at home against Tafik, 0-0. We are missing another one here. But I won't blame the boys. You know, away games are very difficult. You know, we are in a relegation zone predicament. What we can do now, celebrate each and every point, you know.
And that is all that we had for you from Botswana Tonight Sports News. Until we meet tomorrow, have a blessed night. And now let me bring it back to Komozo to give you the headlines of tonight.
As we come to the apex of the Premier League, teams are being punished for failing to honor fixtures. Why? What happened? Do we know?
Oh yeah, the teams, you know, as we know always, these teams, they don't comply to some of the regulations that are there, governing their play. Some you hear that is not complying to those, like maybe some of the players not enough to play and all the like. So there are just various issues that are causing such decisions to be made.
Okay. Thank you so much, Khosego. Have yourself a fantastic evening, ma'am.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Komo. So let's meet next time.
That was Khosego Nkwe giving us the latest in sport. Let's take a final look at stories leading the way this evening. Government has so far spent 33 million pula into the Bubirwa Restocking program. Botswana Ash and BDC signed a memorandum of understanding. And in sports, Botswana Football League punished teams that failed to honor their league fixtures. That's all that we had for you in our news bulletin this evening. BTV News, Sikanya Rona, hashtag BW Mindset Change. Up next is the weather update.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather forecast brought to you by Elite Awati. Let's take a look at the rainfall amount recorded this morning. Maralan primary school 7 millimeters. Looking at the current satellite image, clouds are visible over most parts of the country. Tomorrow, expecting patches of clouds over the entire country. In the morning, we're expecting warm temperatures over Ngamiland and Chove district with 15 degrees Celsius over most areas. I also expecting mild temperatures ranging between 10 and 13 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, we're expecting warm temperatures over the entire country between 26 and 30 degrees Celsius. As for the African regions, patches of clouds expected over Port Elizabeth and Dar es Salaam with 31 degrees Celsius over Dar es Salaam and 27 degrees Celsius over Port Elizabeth. Until we're expecting partly cloudy conditions with 21 degrees Celsius. Thunderstorms expected over Nairobi with 25 degrees Celsius. Khartoum and Cairo, we're expecting clear skies with 35 degrees Celsius over Cairo and 41 degrees Celsius over Khartoum. Addis Ababa, we're expecting showers with 24 degrees Celsius. Tripoli and Rabat, we're expecting partly cloudy conditions with 21 degrees Celsius over Rabat and 41 degrees Celsius over Tripoli. That's the weather forecast. Good night.